Harriet, welcome.
Thank you.
In a curious sense, this whole Jubilee weekend has been one great big party, whether it's the serious and sombre stuff at St Paul's or the fly past with Her Majesty chatting to her great-grandchild saying, look up here, what have you. Have you actually been directly involved as a great party planner?
We're not directly involved with the actual events being planned this weekend. It's really well managed in-house at Buckingham Palace. It's an amazing team who have worked together for years and years and years and are incredibly good at what they do. And we've had the pleasure of working with them on kind of previous events and a lot of the private events we've done. They've got it all under control. And
I was dying to ask someone, and I wish you'd been with me when we covered the balcony appearance and when the working royals came out, and just wonderful, wonderful images. And then they go back inside to a light lunch, to a glass of champagne and a natter. What happens?
It's family together.
Yeah.
I should imagine it's a really relaxed moment, and that they too will be laughing about, you know, Her Majesty and Louis having such fun on the balcony.
When you come into it as a great party planner, are you conscious when you're working for the royal family that essentially you're working for a bunch of traditionalists?
It's a funny one because, yes, we stick to the traditions a lot of the time, and there's protocol to follow and what order everyone turns up in, and the seating plan is always great fun. But they're not traditional in a stuffy way. We have done many, many events with them, and there is no kind of fixed format. There is a certain amount of relaxed sense of fun, and that the guest list and the people there, they are actually really great fun, really enjoy each other's company and are super relaxed around their friends. I
get that, but I pick up on something what you said about the guest list, and I can imagine, I mean, it's true of any dinner party or let alone a royal dinner party. Oh no, Aunt Matilda cannot bear the sight of cousin Jonathan or whatever it might be. But in terms of the guests, do they say, look, we're having a party to celebrate somebody's great birthday or engagement or what have you, here's the list of the folk that we want invited? Or do you also chip in and say, you know, you might want to think of inviting X, Y and Z?
Well, we've very much always looked after the private parties.
Yeah.
So
that's very much, they have who they want.
They have who they want, but Lady Elizabeth was a great friend. There was a level of friendship, because Lady Elizabeth sadly lost her parents when she was very young, and was incredibly close to the Queen Mother and to the Queen and to Princess Margaret. You know, her first memories that she recalled to me, she had no idea who they were. She had no idea that her godfather was the king and that the girls were princesses. They were just wonderful people that she enjoyed spending time with. And therefore, because of her knowledge, she used to make a lot of suggestions, and we actually used to create a lot of the guest list to put forward and actually send them as tick list and say, tick who you'd like, let us know if there's anyone you've missed. And I learnt a lot. My first party for Lady Elizabeth and party planners was the Queen's 80th birthday.
That's quite an awe-inspiring, nerve-wracking entree.
An initiation of fire. And I had no idea when I was offered the role there, and in quite a junior position, that actually my senior was going to leave 2 weeks later, and I was going to lead on this incredible event with Lady Elizabeth, and that was 5 months of learning with Lady Elizabeth herself, who is an absolute font of knowledge, and who, despite her sadly having died 18 months ago, I still ask every day in my head, what would she say, what would she do, how would she have interpreted this? Because I spent 15 years at her side, and it's the only time I've worked in parties is alongside, so my way is an adaptation of her way.
Yeah. Did she ever utter the word discretion to you?
Discretion's a really funny word, because discretion, yes, it's truly important that everything is kept private, but it's more out of a respect. But I don't like the word discretion because it kind of alludes to the fact that there's something that should be kept discreet because there might be an indiscretion. And, you know, I think
it's respect as much as anything.
It is. It's a form of trust and respect.
They also, however, have a small group of celebrities who they quite like as well, whether it's William and Catherine and Tom Cruise. Are they, as it were, friends of the royal family because they also know how to behave?
I think there's a certain amount of respect that goes with the honour of being invited to either perform or attend an event like that. And we have never had an issue with anybody who's ever even got near to overstepping a mark.
You mentioned that your first gig was Her Majesty's 80th birthday. You also famously did the engagement party for Catherine and William. Across the generations, do you sense as a professional getting a job done for some of the most important clients in the world that it's changing, it's shifting, that which the Queen would have wanted at the Ritz is profoundly and fundamentally different to what Charles and Camilla might want, or Catherine and William?
Again, going back to the original thing of tradition, there are certain things that are just never going to change. And there's certain things about parties that will never change. The guest list changes. The party element of it and how much fun they will allow themselves to have is going to continue to grow. But as far as the type of parties, the format of kind of inviting people somewhere lovely, having a lovely dinner and then having a dance afterwards is always going to be similar.
Which one did you most enjoy?
Oh my goodness, which one have I most enjoyed? Probably the smaller, intimate parties. We've done dinners where there have been like 12 people or 22 people, and it's a very intimate, relaxed, dropped shoulders, beaming smiles, having the time to really talk to the people that are there. And you can see that that's when both Her Majesty and the other members of the family are really in their element. They get to spend time talking to their friends at a party.
There's nothing better than 11 other people and you, as long as you really like the other 11 people.
Absolutely.